Hi, this is Angeline Saris, and you are watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.
Hi everyone, John Liebman here. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com, coming to you once again from the world headquarters of Warwick and Framus in Markneukirchen, Germany, with our good friend Angeline Saris. Hi, Angeline.
Hi there.
We did an interview a year ago in this very room, in these very chairs, as a matter of fact.
But I was sitting there.
No, you were sitting there, and you had a mug with your tea bag hanging over, and I thought it looked good, actually. I liked the way that added to the... Anyway, it doesn't matter. You want to switch seats for this, or are we good?
No,
okay.
No.
The reason I wanted to get together again, even though it's only been a year, is because I know you've been busy. You've been doing a lot of stuff. Last year you were talking about the tour you did with Ernest Ranglin, and I understand you did some more stuff with him. You gave us a little tease about some upcoming projects, and I understand some of those have come to fruition. So bring us up to date on that stuff and anything else you want to talk about that's relevant and interesting to bass players, because this is for BassPlayersOnly.com.
Only?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Only interesting to bass players.
Well, that's a lot of general stuff. I mean, okay, so I did a tour with Ernest this summer. That was great. And he did a farewell tour in Europe, but I think he's still going to tour the States. So I think we'll be back out next year. Excited for that. And I have a solo project called Angelex. It's with another drummer named Lex Razon.
Say the name again.
Lex Razon.
Okay.
And we bring in other people. We collaborate with other people for different songs. And we just shot a video about 2 weeks ago, and we're about to release it.
That's great. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And I know you were excited about your equipment. You were playing Marlowe basses as part of your arsenal, and GHS strings I know you've used forever. Talk a little bit about your equipment and those particular brands first.
Sure. Well, I have the Marlowe Consat Soprano. So that's the bass that's about this big. It's a baby. And I think it's an octave up from a regular bass. But what I use that for is I use it to write a lot of chordal, kind of melodic pieces. And I actually just released one called Missed Opportunities, which has sort of just a video on YouTube, which is a compilation of a bunch of photos of the other musician that was on the track. And then there's a Marlowe CD that came out for their anniversary.
Yes,
and
Gerald gave me that. It's great. It's 20 years of compilation of all the great, or most of the great Marlowe artists. This is great.
It's fantastic. There's so many good tracks on there. It's like I keep just playing it and kind of rediscovering it every time. So
let me ask you about this bass, though. You said it's tuned an octave higher. Can it function as a bass, or do you use it primarily as a solo instrument or a chording instrument? Can you groove on it and get nasty and that kind of thing?
I do write some kind of nasty funk grooves on it, and what Gerald suggests too is that you can run it through an octaver, and in that sense you could kind of get the lower octave. I don't know if I would personally use it as my core bass in a group, because the octaver has such a distinct effect quality on it. But so for me, I use it more as a chordal sort of melodic instrument. Mm-hmm.
And this is the third interview you and I have done together, and each time you come back to GHS strings. I love GHS strings because...
Well, I love GHS strings because I've been playing them for 5 years, and they're like home to me at this point. I mean, I played the Boomers now for 5 years, and I feel like there's just no string that is as versatile as the Boomer. I can play it on a funk gig, I can slap on it, I can do really sensitive chordal stuff, I can dial in pretty much whatever tone I want. And for me, because I play reggae, because I play fusion with Narda, because I play pop music, because I play in a Zeppelin band, I need all of that versatility, and I feel like from that string I get it.
They're kind of like home for me too, because they're in Michigan and I'm in Michigan, so I like them. I want to ask you something about your technique, because I saw you perform live last night. I've seen videos, and I've never actually seen a live performance with you until last night. I noticed something about your right hand fingers that they tend to be, most people when they play, there's more of a bend, and yours seemed kind of straight. Has anybody ever pointed that out to you or commented on that?
Nobody's technically pointed it out to me, but I can definitely comment on it because I teach privately, and one of the things that I teach is let me put this down. I teach to use the whole pad of the finger. I mean, there are lots of techniques depending on the sound you want, but if you want a really big, full sound, excuse me. If you want a really big, full sound, what I recommend is using the whole pad of the finger in such a way where if I was to play an open A, I would want to use the whole pad, and then my finger would kind of stop on the E string. And what that does is it creates a really big, round, full tone. And I think my fingers end up looking straight because I'm kind of using that technique. Instead of plucking outward, I'm plucking, I guess, upward in that motion.
It works. I could definitely hear you, and it sounded great. And it was special to get to see and hear you play live. In addition to the great videos, you're jamming with who was it? Phil X and Alex Skolnick. Was Gary playing? Gary Granger? Not Gary Granger. I always get Dennis Chambers. I think Dennis Chambers. I think. Was Dennis was on that set, or no? It was Maciek, the drummer. Yes, okay, the traditional drummer at the base camp here. Well, what else? Is there anything else that you can give us a heads up on that you're working on, or that we could look for in the not too distant future?
Yeah, I think there's probably one other thing. I play in an all-female Led Zeppelin tribute band.
Zepparella.
That's right. We're called Zepparella, and we I think in May, or maybe it was June. Or maybe it was July. I can't remember. But it
was definitely during some month.
Right. It was during one of the months in the year, this year. And we did we recorded a live show. And so what we're doing.
Where?
Actually at the Sweetwater in Mill Valley, which is in California. It has a lot of history. A lot of people who've played there, Carlos Santana and Bonnie Raitt. And so beautiful venue, great sound. And we're releasing a live CD.
Which will be available when? What month?
Well, we're mixing it right now, and we're almost done with the mixes. So I'm hoping maybe by this fall at some point.
Fall of 2016.
That's correct.
Okay, excellent. Be sure to let us know, and we'll be sure to let them know.
Great.
Well, great. Well, it's always great catching up, and I look forward to getting together again and finding out more about what you're doing, because I have a feeling there's lots more in store, and it's all great, and we look forward to it. Good luck with all those projects and everything else.
Awesome. Thanks for having me again. I always appreciate it. I love our interviews. It's fun.
Well, thank you. We always enjoy it. With our special guest, Angeline Saris from Markneukirchen, Germany. That's fun to say. I am John Liebman. You're watching for BassPlayersOnly.com.